So let's define a new term, tautology. So a tautology is a statement form that is always true, regardless of truth values of the individual statements substituted for its variables. So in terms of a truth table, a tautology will only contain t's. It'll always be true. Now, on the other hand, we have what's called a contradiction. A contradiction is a statement form that is always false, regardless of, and then it's the same statement as before, so I'll just leave that, regardless of the truth values of the individual statements substituted for its variables. So a contradiction in a truth table, a contradiction would only contain F's. It would always be false. So let's look at a couple examples. Let's show that P or not P is a tautology. So here I only have one variable, that's P, which means my truth table has 2 rows in it. So then we're going to form not P, we flip the entries. And then finally, we're going to form P or not P. So you're going to look at your first 2 columns and put an or between them. So you get true and true. So look at your column. It only contains T's. That means that this is a tautology. Okay, so a tautology. We usually use T to represent it in a truth table. It's something that's always true. So the whole column would have to be T. Let's look at another example, but with a contradiction now. Let's show that P and not P is a contradiction. So again, I have one variable. So that means I have 2 rows in my truth table. And now we're putting an and between these, P and not P. So you're looking at your first 2 columns and putting an and between them. So you get false and false. My column consists entirely of false. That means you have a contradiction. So contradictions, we usually label them with a C in the truth table. And it's a column of only F's, false. Now, if you stop and think about it, it makes sense that P or not P is a tautology, where on the other hand, P and not P is a contradiction. Because, think about P and not P. You can't have both of them be true at the same time because they're opposite. They're opposites. The same thing up here, P or not P, one of those 2 things does have to be true. That's why you're getting a T at the end in the column.